Real pleasure.
Welcome, everybody, to the Forum of Natural Health. And I'm very excited to be here today, and even more so with having Dr. Young Soo Kim here. Dr.
Hi,
Kim, how are you today?
hi. It's such a long time that you just met
Yes,
again.
yes. We go back many years since I believe is 1997, if I'm
Yeah,
not
so
mistaken.
after a few years, it will be 30 years, 30 years. It's amazing. Yeah,
Now you're making me feel old when you say that, Dr. Kim.
yeah. But before we say anything, let's say something to prepare us legally. All those foolish disclaimers. I think we should say something to to make us safe, right? So basically, what we are discussing is educational information. Except for clearly worded approval by Health Canada, which is the FDA equivalent in Canada, we do not claim, either Carl, me, or our company, we do not claim cure, prevent, or diagnose any diseases. So also our statement is not reviewed by FDA. But having said that, we have 150 claims we are approved to say by Health Canada. So basically, I feel very free actually about what to say. And then uh, I know by the internal information that FDA reviewed our statement. So anyhow, having said that, we should say those things to protect us legally.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Dr. Kim. Absolutely. Well, you and I met, just because of the fact of the Iliotin
Yeah,
way back when we were producing the infomercial on this.
that's diabetes product, right?
Yes, the diabetes product that you
Yeah.
had.
Yeah. At that time, uh, I happily recollect that our infomercial was proven to be one of the most effective program aired
Yes,
in the States. I still remember that.
yes. As a matter of fact, we got the highest ratios we ever got out of any shows that we ever produced, but we couldn't run it just due to the fact that we had mentioned diabetes in it.
Yeah. Nobody, but in any way, uh, uh, what I want to say before we say anything, before we go into any detail, this talk we have today is mainly for business owners or who wants to do some business or who wants to create some incomes, as well as uh, ordinary consumers, ordinary diabetes patients. Okay, so yeah, so when you talk to the patients, when you talk to the business people who wants to do this business, it's a bit different, right? But of course, the ordinary patients will benefit from here. But mainly, our focus today is to those business owners or who wants to do business with this product. Okay.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, so basically, you and I met uh, for two reasons. At first, we met through this product called Eleutin,
Yes.
Eleutin, also through martial art, right?
Yes, martial arts. Absolutely.
Yeah,
It's a passion for the both of us.
yeah. So, Carl Sensei, I call him Carl Sensei. Carl Sensei is teacher Shihan in Kyokushin Karate, and then they started their own school, and then I'm I studied the martial art. I'm so bad, so I cannot even say I studied the martial, but I studied so many years, so I studied almost 30 years. So
Yeah.
that's how we understand
But
each other.
you're a Taekwondo martial artist
Kendo, the
and
Kendo,
Kendo, both.
the sword fighting, and then the the other thing that connected my path with you is actually diabetes.
Yes,
Diabetes. Yeah.
yes,
So according to my own experience and my own statistics, uh, anybody anybody in a day on in an average day, people meet five people with diabetes. You just go around, and on
Yes.
that day, you meet five people.
Yeah, it's one of the most prevalent diseases, I think, in the United States. It's
It,
just amazing what it's doing. You know, it's become epidemic proportion, Dr. Kim.
it is the disease because diabetes is the metabolic diseases, right? Metabolism disorder diseases, right? And I really think that this is the disease of the times, the time we call this modern era. So this is the disease of this time of modern days. And uh, how many people do you have? You just mentioned that the CDC of United States government says you have 38 million people
Yeah,
in
yeah. This according to the CDC and some of the statistics I was looking at, they
yeah.
said that there were 38 million people, which is about almost 12, 13% of the
It's
entire
higher.
populace.
It's
You know,
higher than that. Yeah. Because
I believe it is.
there are almost the same number of people who are undiagnosed.
Yes.
Yeah, and the people don't know they have diabetes, right? And then if you also count those pre-diabetics who are on their way to become full-fledged diabetic patients, basically we are talking about one third of the population.
Yeah, that's amazing. What are they call it a silent killer, Dr. Kim.
Yeah,
I've heard that time and time again with
yeah,
diabetes.
yeah.
You know,
So,
what are some of the symptoms that people
oh no,
encounter with this?
in the beginning you don't feel anything. That's why it's called a silent killer. But it is silent, but that part is the correct, and then the killer part is also correct. For
Yeah,
example, for example, the once you have a diabetes, the probability likelihood of your the getting cancer is 400% higher than
400%.
higher. And that's so and these days most of blindness comes from diabetes. And and the kidney, people say kidney disease is separately from diabetes. No, 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 no. Kidney disease is the other side of the same coin. Let me just point out here. I think I mentioned kidney at the right time. The Once we have diabetes, we take those pharmaceutical oral drugs, right?
Hmm.
Right. There are 4 or 5 families of oral pharmaceutical drugs. Uh, Kidney diseases, half of them come from those oral pharmaceutical diabetes drugs.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So the
Yeah.
people are not really familiar with the fact that
And were you next
uh,
to it?
most of
No, there's
most
a
of
line
liver
takes
disease,
your place.
yeah, most of liver disease, such as hepatic cirrhosis or fat liver, caused by diabetic drugs or diabetes itself. So diabetes basically causes most most of the later life diseases we suffer, such as uh, Alzheimer's. Alzheimer these days is called uh, type 3 diabetes. Have you heard of that?
No, no, I
Alzheimer,
didn't realize they were calling it type 3 diabetes, the Alzheimer's.
yeah, Alzheimer and diabetes have the same cause. So that's why people call the Alzheimer is also another form of diabetes. Alzheimer is called type 3 diabetes. Let me continue. Parkinson's disease is called type 4 diabetes. Parkinson's, yeah. Another amazing thing I'd like to share with you is autism. Autism. People
Hmm.
say that's some people say Parkinson's disease is type 4 diabetes, but some people say autism is type 4 diabetes. But up until type 3 diabetes, they agree, but what they call Parkinson's disease and autism, they are different in their opinions. But autism is another form of diabetes, which just represent itself in a different form only.
Yeah, it's become very, very prevalent here in the United States. There's
Yeah, yeah,
a lot of kids
yeah, yeah.
are autistic, Dr.
Yeah.
Kim.
So what's so sad is when a child has a strange behavioral symptoms, they go to see doctors and they say, "Oh, your kid has autism or developmental issues," and that's not the end. They say two more things. This is incurable, and
I had heard, Dr. Kim, that they called it leaky gut syndrome.
oh, that's the same Dr. Yuan I know. Do you remember uh, Dr.
Marcus,
Michael Sichel?
Mark,
Do you remember?
yes,
Dr.
yes,
Michael,
Dr. Sitchell out of Australia.
yeah, yeah. He's the one who developed the theory that leaky guts leads to autism and other neuro symptoms. But
Yes,
Dr. Sichel, I wonder whether he's still in practice, but he cures autism almost 90% of cases just using diet.
yes, yes.
Yeah,
He had the book, The Alphabet Kit, if I'm not
yeah, yeah,
mistaken.
yeah. Yeah. And then he uses our product. We have a specially designed product for those kids with autism and development issues. So we have a couple of products that are specially designed for those kids. And then Dr. Sichel uses his own diet approach and our product, the cure rate is really, really high. Also, in Korea, there are about 100 families whose children have this autism, and then they have a small study group uh, of using our products for their children, and then monitor the progress, and then we got great results. So later on, as we progress in this lecture, probably in our third or fourth or even later, we have a chance to talk about this autism and development issues. We have a
Yeah.
great results.
And
Great.
what causes autism? What is it that some deficiency? What kind of deficiency is it in the body that actually causes the autism?
I will mention this thing briefly, and let's go back to our main topic today, okay?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's just
There are many reasons, but there are, I think, 4 or 5 reasons. People say they don't know the cause of autism. I know, don't worry about it. I know I know the causes. One, leaky gut theory. According to leaky gut theory, when people have a very poor this health in intestine or this leaky gut, the protective membrane of the intestine is damaged, and the things that should not go in, things that should not go into the bloodstream goes in to the bloodstream, such as heavy metal, toxic toxic substance, and other things. So all these things that should not go into the bloodstream go into the bloodstream because of this damaged protective membrane in the intestine.
okay.
And once they go into the bloodstream, they go directly to brain, especially aluminum, those heavy metal,
Yeah,
aluminum, and
heavy
other
metals. Yeah,
metals. They just go directly to the brain, and then it just causes very seriously, very quickly the autism. Plus, another thing is people. I'd like to really say this thing, something very important. Parents, please do not give cellular phones and tablets to your children until they are 3 or 4, because parents, so many things to take care of a child, and they just give phones, and then they play tablets they play by themselves, and then parents can take some rest, because our phone and tablets, they process so much visual information. They process in such a way that they don't require us to form or mobilize our own muscle to capture that information process, because it is so well made, so it just catches our attention by itself. So if child before 18 months before
Yep.
18 if child has been exposed to tablets, and then he or she plays tablets and cellular phones, 50% chance of becoming autistic, because
Really?
yeah, eyes have no chance of developing its own muscle, its own functions. So
So just to clarify, you're telling me that if they're a
yeah,
year old, year and a half old, and
yeah,
they allow them to play with these electronic
yeah, no, no,
things,
yeah. So
it's
screen just there, right?
yeah,
Those eyes should move, and I should focus many things in different distances and different colors. But this is all processed to everything happens here. You don't have to work. And then human body is such a wonderful, miraculous machine that adjusts itself so quickly. If a child, since at that young age, child
yep,
has information or education that, oh, hey, you don't please don't bother developing the eye muscles. You have other busy, other more important
yeah,
things to worry about.
yeah.
And that thing plus leaky gut plus diabetes, you know, the one of the causes of diabetes is formula, the children's food formula. That's a sugar bomb.
Really.
Yeah, that I strongly personally believe that causes diabetes. So
The
the
overload of sugar at such an early age is what you're saying.
because if you give sugar, okay, not only children, but if you give sugar, it creates a certain circuitry in the brain, and then the brain signals the person, oh, do you remember that thing? Eat that, I like that. Let me tell you why. In our whole body, brain uses most of our blood glucose, and then brain uses only. So in a sense is governed by brain, and then it constantly says more blood glucose, and it just tricks us in so many vicious
Yeah.
and deceitful ways. For example, you think that, oh, when I met my sweetheart in our high school, we went to movies, I had such a great time, yeah, I remember the milkshake we drank together. No, brain is cheating you. Hey, Carl, please drink that
Yeah.
milkshake. No,
Yeah.
the
Right.
right, yeah, right now, whole a whole TV shows. According to the study, there are 6 million advertisement of something to eat, some food or some restaurants in a year. So a person is exposed to 6 million times of street food or that subliminal advertisement. Hey, in the movie, for example, the Korean dramas, I think 50% of a Korean drama happens on the table while eating something. Why? Why? When you see people eating something and they have a dialogue there, it sounds more natural. It sounds more personal. That's the trick of brain. Because, oh, when you eat and talk, it sounds natural. Why? Because you're providing blood glucose to your brain. It is always craving, screaming for more blood glucose, something like that. There's no
Uh,
way. Yeah, there's no way in this modern time people avoid getting diabetes. I will say so.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, we're lucky we got the yearly open because
yeah,
it
yeah,
it rests on taking care of the fatigue cells.
yeah. So the let's talk about a little bit about product L-leotin. Whenever I say this thing, people find it difficult to believe, but this is true. Canada's public agency officially recognized our product as world number one. People say, come on. Because here's something. This is the poster. Do you see that green portion? Carl, do you see the green portion there?
Yes, I do.
There's a number. That's the approval number. And then Tyron, don't move the thing around. Just fix it there and don't move things around, okay? And then you just on the top of that green part, it says world number one, right?
Yes.
That's the official approval of that postal. In Canada, which is different from the US, in Canada, before you make an advertisement, you show it to the public agency and you get approval for that advertisement. In the US, you advertise and then they catch you afterwards. But in Canada, it's the other way around. So we got this approval. People, here's what happened, because our product has no competitors. Because of the reasons I will tell you in the meantime. So we have reasons to believe that we are really the best, and then exclusively best. And we never advertised actually, because the word of mouth and people's experience. Without any advertisement, we have about 1 million users.
That's all over the world, though. You've got 1 million users.
Yeah. And so I think it's a few years ago, I felt like we should try advertisement too. And we created this poster, which is quite foolish, I think this is a children's work, world number one. So we showed this thing to the Canadian public agency that governs the advertisement. Their first response is, come on, don't joke. There's no such thing like world number one. You cannot say such an exaggerating expression in Canada's advertisement. So they just responded like that. I say, just a minute. I just told them, if you participate in the Olympic Games, and if you really want the gold medal, you should say so. No. If you want the gold medal, you should say, I'm a gold medalist. You cannot just say, oh, I like the sports. No, it's different, right?
Yeah.
If I want the gold medal in 100-meter sprint, I should say so rather than, oh, I like running. No, it's different. We truly believe that we are the world number one. They say, come on. So, okay. So I challenged them, are you ready to have some little friendly battle with us? If we win, you allow us to give this approval. If we lose, we stop doing business in Canada. They say, okay. So he felt challenged, right? So I told them, okay. We surveyed 3,000 products in the whole world, 3,000 diabetes products. We created a table, okay? Here are all the diabetes products. At first, are there any products which can prove that it is absolutely safe? So let's screen one by one. Hey, our product is based on 100% all natural ingredients, and as I told you, each ingredient, we insist that each ingredient is classified as food in at least 5 countries. So basically, this is a food, not medicine, not herbal supplement. This is food. According to the laws of at least 5 countries, every single ingredient is food. And then we tested toxicology, we tested we did the clinical test, we have all this kind of safety information. They say, okay, So we give you that. So we just screened out. We just cut out quite a number of products on the list. And then I asked the question: there are so many herbal products and then dietary supplements on the market, but do they have clinical tests? Hey, they are right there. Most of them are gone. My next question: hey, do they, some of them, if you do this thing, this is good for diabetes. If you do this, this is good for diabetes. How do you know? You should know how the thing works. Basically, this is called modes of action. Are modes of action all distinguished? Or are modes of action all identified? No. So you just clean up like that. Clean up. You just removed many from the list. My next question: how many doctors recommend your product? We have 3,000 at that time. Right now it's more. We have 3,000 doctors who are using this product or by themselves or recommending this product. Right now, Carl, our company went public a few years ago. Right now, the most important shareholder of our company stock is they are all most prestigious research institute, diabetes research institute. So do you have that kind of recognition and endorsement of the professionals? Another thing, how many diabetes associations in the world endorse you? We have 4 international diabetic associations. So, do you remember that Nanjing
Nanjing from China.
Yeah. Nanjing Diabetes Association issued a statement, public statement in their official newspaper. This is an ideal cure. They say so. I didn't say so. They said so. Okay. Korean Diabetes Association, again, ideal diabetes cure. Hey, also, so we won many awards. We won Africa's best diabetes hypertension awards. We won many awards. Also, we have been reviewed when you go public. We have been, when you go public, the due diligence, they review every data. They review horrible due diligence process we went through. We kept on asking. You go. We didn't ask them. We haven't accounted yet fully. We know that there are about 5,000 actual person video testimonials of our product. 5,000.
We have 5,000 on the internet.
Probably more. We couldn't account them all.
Right now, Dr. Kim, where is Eliotin the most prevalent? Where has it been accepted? Because I know in the States here, we're trying to bring to the States.
Let me finish my story of this part first, okay? So we kept on providing all this data information to that public agency for 2 years. We fought 2 years. And after 2 years, they say, okay, we give you the approval. we got the approval.
That's how you got
it. They say, oh, yeah, okay. Stop here. You have all the numbers. That's how we got that green part.
Now, which country is you? I know you said in Africa, it's you busted Africa wide open with Eliotin.
I didn't hear you.
No, I'm saying in Africa, they're using your product like all over the place in Africa. It's very prevalent, the Eliotin.
In Africa, especially countries like Nigeria, diabetes is terrible there. So diabetes, people think that the disease is only for those advanced developed countries, rich countries. No. It's terrible there. For example, those Pacific, in the Pacific Ocean, there are small island countries, right? Marshall Island, or this kind of places. Around 60, almost everybody becomes blind because of diabetes. they all die of diabetes. And then our product strangely works differently depending on ethnic backgrounds. Actually, our product works best, quickest for those people in Polynesia, those areas, the South Pacific areas.
Really?
The second fastest is the native Indians in America. You know, the native Indians in America has a certain genetic reasons to have such a prevalence in diabetes, right? And
Yes.
then next is
Yeah.
next is Hispanic, and then the Afro Americans. Next is white Caucasians. The slowest is the Asian. But but those people in Polynesia and Hispanic, our product works like this.
Really, they respond very well to it. Because initially, when it first came out, it was a tea, and
Yeah,
then you put it into a capsule form now.
that's true. But strangely, I still prefer the tea form. But
Yep.
for North Americans, the making tea is such a tedious thing, so we just turned it into the capsule for convenience reasons, not for medical reasons.
Yeah, and what always amazed me too, Dr. Kim, was the fact that you had the three different formulations,
Yeah.
and
Morning,
there was a reason for the
morning,
three different formulations
morning, afternoon,
in
evening.
the evening.
Yeah.
Yes.
So because diabetes works differently hour by hour. In the morning, all the blood glucose stored in the liver just comes out. So you have to handle that issue. And then during the afternoon, our afternoon formula basically washes out bad things from the body. So we have about 150 products, and most of the products of ours are based on two principles. One, I believe almost every disease, including cancer and everything, almost every disease will get cured if you clean and give nutrition. Clean and give nutrition. So during the afternoon, the our product works to reduce insulin resistance. Clean up, clean up, clean up. And then during the evening, we give nutritions which diabetic patients lack. So during the evening, it rejuvenates, it regenerates beta cells in the pancreas. That's why, by the way, do you remember which research institute developed our products?
It was a Calgary
University of
Institute of Diabetes,
yeah. So
McFarland.
yeah, there is that's the world most prestigious diabetic institute, which is called Julia McFarland. Julia
Julia
McFarland.
McFarland, yes.
Yeah. By the way, the Canada is famous for diabetic research anyhow. For example, insulin is developed by Canada in 1923 by Professor Benting in Toronto University.
Okay.
And Canada is proud of its leadership in diabetic research. And then that research institute in University of Calgary developed a product, and it is not our original research. The Canadian government, before we took over 1995, Canadian government uh, researched this project for 17 years, spending $40 million for those 17 years. And after we took over, we spent $200 million.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now,
And
there's an incredible story with that on how you got involved with that,
yeah,
Dr. Kim.
all by the miraculous arrangement by God. I should say I cannot help sounding religious here. The In 1994, I guess. Yeah, I can check. But around that time, I was one of the most successful investors in Japan. I was at the time the vice president of a Toyota automobile group, and then also vice chairman of world's largest real estate developer in Japan. And then Canadian government invited me to invest in this project. And then I'm an economist by my training. I have a doctorate in economics at MIT.
Yeah, your
And
PhD at MIT,
yeah,
correct?
and yeah, I have no knowledge about diabetes. And then around me, I'm quite fortunate to have nobody around me who has diabetes. And then, so I was not interested in. And at night, I met a young boy at that time. And that young man, after I met the premier, and then after I visited the university, probably in 1 week,
Yeah.
he came to meet me and said he's a student there in that lab, and he has an insider information. He said that's a good investment. So that, he was a cleaning person in our hotel, which I had at the time. I had a few hotels, and then at the time he recommended me. So I just spent money on next day with no study, with no risk. I just blindly trusted him, and then I just made the investment. And he became very famous doctor. These days he's nominated for Nobel Prize every year.
Really?
Yeah. And then later on, when you have a chance, I will share with you how close we are to the Nobel Prizes. We are very
Did he ever work with you? Did he ever end up working with you, Dr. Kim?
not much, but sometimes.
Yeah.
He's now professor at the Harvard University Medical School. One of the most famous guy now.
Yeah.
He had eyes at it, even at the time. And another funny thing is, we made those blind jumping, blind diving into this project, spending some money. After 2 weeks, I signed the licensing agreement with the university, and 2 weeks after I signed it, at that time world largest pharmaceutical company, Roche.
I remember
Roche,
the conversation.
yeah. Roche looked for me and offered me $50 million to walk away quietly. They said they will clean the money so that in my hand, tax-free $25. And then they documented the offer. I still have the documents.
Unbelievable.
People don't
Predatory consumption.
Yeah, the people don't think I have such documents. I have the documents. And then, but at the time, as I told you, I had some
You
money
were
at the
blessed.
time.
You were blessed by that, Dr. Kim.
So,
You were
so
definitely blessed.
yeah. So I just refused the offer, and then I worked. I worked on this product because this is what happened basically.
It was P700. Wasn't this called initially P700?
At the time,
This product?
lab name, lab has so strange names for the product. So Eleoton is our commercial brand name. Lab name they use to refer to this technology is called P700. They said they tested 700 times.
Yes, 700 different formulations, if I recall correctly.
Right now it should be P3000, something like that. Anyhow, so what happened was that we do you remember this story? I mentioned that there was such an offer from Roche,
Yes.
and this news became very, very famous because one of your friend mentioned this thing in national network TV.
Yes.
they checked with the university and then these pharmaceutical companies, and then the universities and pharmaceutical companies denied, and then I sued them for sue them, and we just disclosed all these documents, and then the issue became silent. Do you remember this incident?
Yes, I do. The reason they did that was because there was a donation that
Yeah.
was to the university from the company
Yeah, that part I just heard
about the money.
I did not ascertain that part. But what happened was, you know, so I sued them, but I could not get any money because of this controversy. I made some money. So from the
You
from
got
the
some advertisement, which was good because the product works.
yeah.
You got a
From the
fantastic product, Dr. Kim.
yeah
No
from the
question about it.
Yeah, from the legal viewpoint, I didn't lose any money, so I didn't get any money. We won.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fantastic.
So what was nice is that because of this litigation, we have an ironclad, iron proof of all these things. That's how I still kept all those documents. Otherwise, I thought it was not important. Without litigation, why should I keep those documents? But because of this litigation, we have all those documents. And what's funny is that when I was buying this technology, I didn't really check, but the university, they guaranteed in writing. Okay, this is in writing. I have the documents in writing. It says this thing makes of type 2 diabetes, 70% of
That's off the charts.
type 2 diabetes normal. Normal does not mean your blood glucose stays normal. That's not what they're talking about. When they said turning 70% of diabetic patients normal means no need for any oral pharmaceutical drugs, no need even for this product. They live normally with a normal diet, normal exercise, normal lifestyle. They are normal. That's what they mean by normal.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it is not you take all this drug, and then when you do that, your blood glucose stay normal. That's not what they're talking about. They said no complications. That's what they wrote. And then hey, come, let's be clear here. That's what they said. Okay, what they said. That's not what I didn't say.
Yeah.
Let's be legal.
I just don't get it, Dr. Kim. I mean, you've got the results.
Yeah.
Why isn't every doctor out there that has to do with diabetes finding out about this? And why isn't this much more prevalent? I mean,
Not anymore.
we can't say it's a cure. But if you go on the testimonials, you're gonna hear from people that are saying it themselves.
Yeah. Let me just elaborate one more thing, and then let me get back to your question. And another thing they wrote in the document is, if you take 2 years, type 1 diabetes get cured. That's what they wrote. And then there are about 100 family in India with our product, and then got great results. And then we have video testimonials, even in English and in Korean, those patients who used to have type 1 diabetes and got cured with our product. Let me delete the word cured, but that's what they said. I'm just quoting them.
Yeah. I actually seen one with Dr. Michael Sitchell.
Yeah. The
young boy from Australia that took the product.
Who could not see, but now
Exactly.
Yeah. But let me get back to you. Why are there so many antagonism or oppositions or about this product? Not anymore. It is 1997. We had such an antagonism opposition from the doctors. Right now, hey, do you remember the president of American Diabetic Association? He Dr. Yun, who developed this product,
Yep.
he joined in our presentation to those investment groups. Right now, uh, at least in Korea, in Asia, in other parts of Asia, nobody questions the validity and effectiveness of this product. It's a long time ago. Right now we have 1 million patients.
Wow.
And the doctors and also diabetic associations, and we got approvals from Canadian government. Canadian public agents told us that you can say you are number one. Blood glucose Hey, normalizing blood glucose isn't
Yeah.
that cure for diabetes? That's
Yeah.
what they told us to say. Eh, So basically, we are not any alternative treatment anymore. We probably are the mainstream. That's what
That's
I
good.
dare to say. But you may ask that why not many U.S. people know about this thing? Oh, that's because
Exactly.
yeah, that's because we were busy in Asia. Because we are using all premium 100% natural premium ingredients, our production capacity is limited.
Okay.
And quite sadly, the acceptance of this kind of natural product is a lot more open in Asia. And another thing I'd like to mention is in Asia, they are ready to spend money. Our product has some serious problem, which is this is relatively expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in Asia, they say, oh no, we are ready to pay for it. But in the US, frankly speaking, our cost of penetrating is not justified by consumers' readiness to pay. So we were having busy in Asia, and then as we grew there, our production cost went down and down and down. Right now, Carl, do you remember? Right now, our product cost is one tenth of the price at the time you and I met in 1997. We made efforts to make the price going down and down and
Yeah.
down. And
Yeah.
then I
Yeah.
feel that we are ready to go into the US market. That's why I looked for you. That's why I asked you to arrange this meeting.
Yeah.
I
Well, I think I think it's United States market is ready to open up to it. I mean, it works.
yeah,
How
that's why
expensive, Dr. Kim, no matter
yeah.
what the price is, you
Yeah.
have to think, how expensive is it to live with diabetes? And if there's something that can help you even lower the amount of intake and insulin and all these prescription drugs, you can't put a price on that for me.
Yeah. You're saying that the people can get off insulin probably after a few months. And what do you say? If you have a diabetes, actually the statistics say the chance of your going bankrupt is goes up, 20 times.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And
And
then
it's only going to get worse, Dr. Kim.
and then the you have to account for those lost work days, and you feel tired always, and hey, amputation. This is amputations. Most of them are from not before it was from war or traffic accident, but these days all amputations are from diabetic gangrenes, and people who are about to do and then they ought to have a surgery, or we recommend them to use our product in an intensive way. Probably in 2 to 3 weeks, they cancel their surgery. We
That's
challenge,
unheard of.
we challenge them. Okay, if you have a diabetic gangrene so serious that you are waiting for amputation surgery, we challenge them. I'm ready to, bet some money here. We challenge them. Do whatever you really like, and we compare the effect of our product on diabetic gangrene, which is about to be amputated, and let's compare. And if there's anything better than ours, I'll pay some money.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
No, I know you are. You don't kid about things like that, not when it comes to life.
That's another thing is PCOS, the cystic, those tumors in the ovary organ of ladies. It is mostly from insulin resistance. Most PCOS patients cancel their surgery when they use our product. How I know? I didn't know. But PCOS Association posted that kind of information in their official website some time ago, not anymore. But that's how I know. They say,
It's it,
oh, yeah. PCOS patients, you may try a lutein before you go to surgery. Yeah. That's one of the most frequently heard testimonials of our product, actually.
it almost seems, Dr. Kim, what you're saying is the blood glucose levels, they're they pull out the prevalency of all of diseases, whether we want to think about it or not.
Yeah, just think this way. It's so commonsensical. And for example, our kidney is nothing but a small capillary, small blood vessels, and then the some nerves and enzymes. Hey, the blood should flow freely, right? But
Yeah,
instead of blood, imagine that there's tomato ketchup inside the blood vessel. What's going to happen? Of
yeah,
course,
it's
there's an
going to explode at some point.
inflammation, right? Same for liver, same for brain.
Yeah, makes sense, Dr. Kim.
Flow, right?
Yeah,
So guess why I kind of saying all these things, because uh as I decided to go into the US market, I think there's a great business opportunity. That's why I present this conversation to the business owners, or who wants to business with us.
yeah. Well, we're going to be talking about that within the next few weeks. As a matter of fact, probably next week, we're going to be talking more on the affiliate program
Yeah,
that you're developing, and more importantly, the
yeah,
Q&As, because
yeah,
there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be looking for questions
yeah,
to get answered and so forth.
yeah,
And we'll develop something to be working with them. So I'm
yeah.
very excited about this.
So basically, the people can contact Carl or us, and please inquire more about what are the opportunities we have, and then let me emphasize, let me warn you in advance that there are many things to learn. We are talking about serious health conditions. We cannot deal with people's health lightly. We do some people people hate learning something, and if so, but here's what I say. Because all these reasons I elaborated on today, I I dare to say, let me say this: our product may not be a good product, actually, but I think it is the only product. I think it is the only product. You have no choice. So,
Yeah.
basically, if you study our product, our information, you keep on asking the patient, "Hey, what choice do you have? What choice do you have?" And then, "Oh, I have this choice. Oh, it is toxic. It will have a long-term complication. It has a long-term side effect." Oh, this one. No, no, no. That side effect is not safe. If you remove from the list of what you can do, and then if you check what remains the last, our product only. I have no other products so far that are safe. They are safely proven, that are natural, that are proven by many advanced countries' government, that has a preventive effect, or it has a solid clinical studies. It has the record of solid research and development. I think we are the only company. So we have basically we have a monopoly here.
Yeah.
So if you study a little bit about our product, and so I told you in the beginning of this conversation, people on the average meet 5 people with diabetes every day, right? Every day you have 5 clients. And then if you do some SNS, and then I think every day you can meet 100 people with diabetes.
Yeah.
And then our product has no competitors. And they have no choice. They have no choice but to buy our products.
Yeah. Well, I think too, Dr. Kim, the nice part about it is we're not asking people to get off of their existing products. They
Yeah.
take this in conjunction with their existing products and leave it up to the physicians to turn around and say, hey, we can't, your blood glucose levels are normalizing over here. You're not going to need all of these insulin.
So that's yeah. One of the risk people may face is that's actually the when you study our product, the first thing we insist on everybody studying is how to use our product in the wrong way. The first danger of using a product is when you take it, you see the result very quickly. Okay, that's a nice thing, but they feel nice and healthy too early.
Yeah.
So they kind of misunderstand. They think they are cured. Not yet. It takes time. You feel normal. Your blood glucose shows normal level, but you are not yet cured. In order to get cured, doctor will say to you, you are cured. You feel normal. Your blood glucose returns to normal, but you have to have a kind of cellular level fundamental changes. That's what we are aiming. No, day to day, our normalcy is not what we are looking for here.
Yeah.
So your pancreas should become normal. Your beta cell in the pancreas should level insulin. Also, your liver should be able to use insulin in a normal way. In order to do that, it takes time. So, many people usually see, oh, my blood glucose became normal in after 2 weeks. No, no, no. You should keep on taking while you're taking your current medication, and your doctors will usually doctors say, what did you do? How come did this thing happen? Oh, you don't have the drugs anymore. That's what doctors say over and over.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Doctors will tell you. Another questions I had was, what are the dosages? Or if it is the Elliott Bentley, if it is not so serious diabetics, usually three capsules a day. That usually takes care of a person. But if somebody is really serious, or somebody has a bit obese, you have a higher or heavier body mass, you obviously need more dosages, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah. So if somebody is serious, ill, or somebody is really advanced in their weight and ages, you have to take some more. For example, if somebody is blind, and because of the diabetic gangrene, you're waiting for amputation surgery, you may take even 9 capsules a day. Yeah. You may ask, hey, nine capsules are they not too much? No, no, don't worry. It's safe. If a child by mistake ate the whole bottle, you just wasted money. It's still safe. Don't worry about taking too much. Worry about taking too little.
Yeah.
Okay, so also we have theory and medical and even mechanical reasons to know that our product works. So if people take our product and see no effect, always come back to us. We'll fix you. Our aim is 100% always. We are
Sure.
we are not saying, oh, you're unlucky. No, 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 no. We know why our product works. So if our product didn't work, there are reasons. We'd like to find it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
So
stand by what you put out, Dr. Kim. That's, that means a lot to people.
I I I want to make money, but I want to receive people's money in response to the benefit I give. I that's what I want. I don't want to take people's money without giving anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the no, today we just this is our first time, and then there is some glitches and mistakes in the management of screen. But anyhow, today let's stop here. It's just 1 hour, and the
Yes.
next week let's talk about some exciting business opportunities.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, Dr.
And
Kim, I think we covered quite a bit tonight.
yeah.
And
No, I didn't even start. I didn't even start. We have 150 products with no competitions. Every product of ours have no competitions. And then I didn't even finish mentioning one product. How are you saying we covered a lot? I didn't start yet.
we covered quite a bit for tonight.
Yeah,
I think everybody's pretty excited about it. I know I am.
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's gonna be a nice venture for us,
Yeah.
bringing it to the United States. Let
So
let
the
more physicians
so
know about it.
So Carl and then other viewers, let me say to you that the what I prefer is the models of business models we used in Asia is that I told every business owners to organize a small study group in the creating a chat room, 10 people, 20 people, and whenever they receive some information from us, they just broadcast it in the chat groups and then discuss and if somebody has a question, you just report back to
Yep.
us. Yeah. Please start creating chat groups one by one. In Korea, all over Korea is a small country. We have about 200 chat groups in Korea.
Nice.
Yeah. I expect we have 2,000 in the United States.
Well, I think too, in looking at things, put together a nice Q&A.
Yeah.
Where all of the most prevalent questions that come in that people want to know, dosages, different weights and different volumes of individuals, when we have it all documented, and so people can look it up and they can have easy access to it.
We already have all those things. We already sold to 1 million. We have 1 million users. We have all those things. So if you go up to our website um.com, and then also we have a few websites here and there depending on the countries, and then you'll find all this information. Problem, we have too much information, so you will get lost. So please rest assured, we have information you need. Problem will be you'll get lost in the
Yeah.
midst of too much information. So the Elliott UME, this website which you see on the screen, you go there. This Elliott UME is mostly about our products, and then about in the middle of the that blue part or the upper blue part, there's a science. If you go there, and then you can see the scientific background, technical background. If you see the next one, share the blessing program, that's where we talk about the business opportunities. And the Tyrone, would you go up one step? I'd like to share with them the 10 step. Do you see the third item is 10-step educational program? We created a 10-step self-study program, which you can teach yourself. And here we talk about one by one in this area of human health issues, why we are the number one and why we have no competitors. So if business owners study from here by himself or by herself, they're equipped enough. So the Carl, whenever you introduce a product, please introduce this portion of our website to them, and then they can study. And then there, if you look at them, most of the questions, probably more, are answered there.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Okay, let's stop here.
Yes. Yes. Thank you, Dr. Kim.
See you next week.
Okay. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.